It wasn't always like this. I wasn't always the broken man before you. I sought youth. I needed life, and I needed adventure. The water came to me but a few weeks ago. Delighted as I was, I knew how it worked. It had to be tested. I asked a few of my colleagues. I had known them over the years and had learned their ways. Their hideous ways. There was Miss Wycherley, a weeping widow, with her life overflowing with webs of men. Her only constant friend was her reflection. And Miss Melbourne, her hands thirsted for gold, her greed overtaking her life and leaving her with only worthless riches. There was the old colonel, lusting until his oldest years, seeking a companion, and never finding a lover. And Mr. Gascoigne, living his days preaching glory, liberty, and revolution, but was encased and trapped within his own lies. These were my subjects. They all had a reason to be there, and hence they all came. If the water truly was poison, it would touch their lips first.
I am simply stating, Miss Medbourne, that these people have a duty to their nation. Sure, Texas may be well suited to be a republic, but what does that say about the settlers?
I do not think you fully understand the economic benefits that such a revolution could provide to the nation, Mr. Gascoigne. Why, the merchant trade could be greatly improved.
I, for one, agree with Miss Medbourne. I've known a few Texan women in my day, and they're a strong-willed bunch.
The way you speak of women, Mr. Kilgrew, is utterly repulsive.
Why, ma'am, I never knew.
You're such a gentleman.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen.
Ah, yes, good day, Heidegger. But will you please go on with what we are all doing here today?
Yes, you were quite enigmatic with your instructions.
My dear old friends, I'm desirous of your assistance in one of these little experiments with which I amuse myself here in my study.
Well, I'm afraid I am no test subject, Doctor. I must be leaving soon.
Oh, but Miss Wycherley, I believe you will be very happy with this test. It is quite a curious experiment. This rose, this same withered and crumbling flower, blossomed 5 and 50 years ago. It was given to me by Sylvia Ward, whose portrait hangs yonder, and I meant to wear it on my bosom on our wedding. 5 and 50 years it has been treasured between the leaves of this old volume. Now, would you deem it possible that such a rose would ever bloom again?
Nonsense. You might as well ask whether a withered woman's face could bloom again.
Well, Widow Wycherley, may I kindly request you to watch this process?
That certainly is a nice party trick, but I've seen better at a conjurer show. Please do tell me how you did it.
Did you never hear of the Fountain of Youth, which Ponce de Leon, the Spanish explorer, went in search of many years ago?
But did Ponce de Leon ever find it?
No, for he never sought it in the right place. The famous Fountain of Youth, if I am rightly informed, is situated in the southern part of the Floridian Peninsula. Its source is overshadowed by several gigantic magnolias, of which, through numberless centuries old, have been kept as fresh as violets by the virtue of this wonderful water. An acquaintance of mine, knowing my curiosity in such matters, has sent me what you see in the vase.
Now, pray tell, what might be the effect on the human form?
You'll judge for yourself, dear Colonel, for you'll all be able to sample this liquid. I am having trouble growing old, so I shall refrain from drinking this liquid.
It's a young age.
Here, here.
Oh my gosh!
I feel so free. Glory, glory. Woo!
Isn't it wonderful? Youthful with money, I will live this life in riches.
Oh, doctor, we must have more. Though younger, we are still old.
Patience, Miss Wycherley. Patience. You have been a long time growing old. Surely, you might be content to grow young in half an hour, but the water is at your service.
Me too.
And I.
And I.
How lovely you look, young lady.
Don't I, though?
Do dance with me.
Excuse me, madame, but I thought you were growing tiresome of the Colonel. After all, you did promise me your hand 50 years ago.
Such ties mean nothing. It is I you've been waiting to dance with. Oh my god!
Come, come, my friends. I must protest against this riot. My poor Silvius Rose.
Are we to grow old again too, Doctor?
I'm afraid you've already grown old, my friends.
This is preposterous. There must be a way for us to get more of the water.
The jug is all I had. The rest resides in Florida.
Florida?
While I bemoan it not, for if the fountain gushed at my very doorstep, I would not stoop to bathe my lips in it. No, though its delirium were for years instead of moments. Such is the lesson ye have taught me.
I need more of that wondrous water, and if I have to go to Florida to get it, then so be it.
Yes, to Florida we shall go.
Yes, to Florida.
And like fools, they ran. Running towards Florida, inching closer to their deaths.
the illusion was there. To them, it had all been real.